name is Todd Hollingsworth, and this is Lori Hollingsworth, and we've been coming to Redeemer for close to 11 years now.
Our story really begins probably back in 2008 with the sickness of our 4-year-old son. And we were just a normal family. We had a 7-year-old daughter, Cade was 4, and then a newborn. And all of a sudden one day our world just turned upside down, and we found ourselves in the hospital with him fighting for his life. Even in that year of just devastation, I feel like we saw God's hand from the very beginning, from literally the night that he's having this emergency surgery. We began to see God's hand through the entire year. The Lord was very gracious, and he healed Cade. It was a long, long process. And we went about 7 years, and then a year and a half ago, Cade was diagnosed with another rare, very serious illness, and the doctors described it as though he was struck by lightning twice. It was probably literally to the day of Cade's second diagnosis that one of my best friends was also diagnosed with stage 4 terminal cancer, and 3 months later, she lost that battle. A few months after that, then our daughter had to walk through the unimaginable in dealing with someone she was very close to through suicide. Literally a few months later, then our youngest son was diagnosed with a potentially very serious illness. And so it has been wave after wave, almost like a domino effect of not being able to catch our breath, just one thing right after the other. But I think God's been so kind to show us little glimpses of his goodness throughout everything we've been through. I think one of the things for me is I feel that I love him more because of what we've gone through. And we see fruits in our children that even though they're the ones who have really been doing, I feel like, the majority of the suffering, it's been physically and emotionally their suffering, and to see how God is working in their lives, that I don't know, had they not gone through it, if they would be where they are today. And I know just myself, I always knew God was a healer. I heard stories about God as a healer, but I didn't know God the healer until we went through what we did. Going through the trials and going through the hard times, it's not like we have all the answers and we get it right every day, and that we don't question and we don't wonder what in the world is happening. But something that always brought me a little bit of peace and during those times and hope is that even though it's chaotic, and even though I don't have all the answers, and it seems like that these trials or the suffering or even Satan is getting the last word, that is not the case. Jesus always has the last word, and he will bring it all to the perfect ending. He's suffered, and he's bled, and he conquered it. And I can trust in him that whatever we walk through, whatever we experience, he has it. Going through trials and suffering, I know as for us, it seems just endless. Like it's just one on top of the other and not knowing when it's gonna end and how it's gonna end. But just having that hope, that assurance of that it will be made right, that because of his death on the cross and his resurrection, we have that hope of eternal life. We know that it's all gonna be made right. We sing a song a lot here, and it says, it is done, it is finished, Christ has won, he has risen. And every time we sing that, or I see that truth of it is finished. And I know for me, as we walk through trials, it's that hope that he has won. We don't have to fear. We may not know all the details of how the story is going to play out, but we know the ending.